backed if it's like actually live now. Okay, cool.
Okay, we are live.
Apparently we're live.
Guys, let's do that again. We thought we were already live, but apparently we're not now. We don't know if we are. Let us know. If we are, then it's episode 420.
Please tell me. Please tell us. We had to use a new setup with YouTube. They're making us do new things. I'm going to see. Let's do the wave check and the delay. And
can you see the dab? Can you see the dab?
No, please no. No dabs. There's no dabs.
On smoke break. No. Already did that.
Yes.
Typical Sydney siders.
Let's have a look. I'm getting buzzing on my phone. Is this good? Is it the right thumbnail? That's the check.
Let's see. People are like, have this.
Yes,
have
the right thumbnail.
Oh, we are. We're on live.
Laymen late. There we go. We did it.
Okay.
We did it.
We are not cancelled like GDC probably will be, everybody. Okay. So, Ralph,
what's going on,
what
peeps?
have you been doing this week?
Welcome to Laymen Live. First of all, this is the show where we talk about the news that we didn't talk about this week. And we're glad to have you with us on this Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Sydney time.
Ouch.
We get up early because we love you. And
we do love you.
Because we also, our wives and girlfriends make us do things with them
early
on the weekend.
Yeah,
so
we
need to do this
way.
first.
I'm like, all right. Jesus, all right.
Please don't hurt me. Guys, yes, it's been a good, interesting week. I have been playing... I played Kentucky Route Zero this week. Ooh. By the way, my most successful review to date, Kentucky Route Zero. Everyone loves it. The like ratio on that review is very positive. Everyone loves it. So please toss a coin to your Kentucky Route Zero review.
Ralph tried to go full Kojima, okay? And it landed like Anthem.
It was my first Stranding review,
okay?
to be honest.
It landed like Anthem, okay?
So that was
that
was a great learning experience.
Why not?
And then after that, I played Dreams, and I've been playing that all week as well.
Oh, you enjoying that?
I mean, Dreams is unbelievable. Like, it's impossible to really fully describe what Dreams is and how... Nah, you can describe what it is, but I think just impossible to fully wrap your head around all the possibilities inherent in Dreams.
Yeah. I mean, we've already seen that from the Joker game. We've got a Let's Play coming out in the next couple of days. You know, we've seen the Mario game, X-Wing games, like everything it looks like you can make there. It's only a matter of time before devs start coming out and saying, hey, no, take that off, because you're actually giving,
that's
too much of an experience from a trailer we've dropped.
I mean, seriously, you could fully recreate Mario 64 in this game.
Or like Zelda or whatever.
Why not? And then is Nintendo going to be okay with that? I don't think so.
No, they're not.
I'm pretty sure they're going to have something to say about that.
Yeah, especially if they want to do remastered versions in the future of these games. Like, if you've already got the full blueprint, you can make this in a nicer engine. I mean, you can just play the whole game there. So that is going to be a real
whole
issue.
new frontier. Like for example, YouTube. There's so many copyright. At the beginning of YouTube, you could do whatever you like.
Yeah.
Whatever. But eventually, they just locked it down further and further in terms of what you could create and what you couldn't. I mean, even with Warcraft 3 Reforged now, there are limitations on you're not allowed to use third-party IP in it.
Yep.
I can't see it not going that way with Dreams because it's so flexible. It's so fantastic. You can create Nintendo quality games in this, or pretty close to it, right? I think so. Therefore, Nintendo are going to be like, "Hey, wait a second, no." You know?
I think there's other things too. When people aren't happy with certain games that are currently out and still trying to thrive, a lot of people can come out and make Anthem and fix it how they wanted to, and then people start playing that Anthem. There's all sorts of ways that the community will backlash and create their own ways that they want to do the game. You know, it's going to be so many things. It'll be interesting.
I mean,
to see
even PewDiePie did a video on it this week, and as I was browsing, there are so many, because PewDiePie's like, oh, just tag PDP on a creation. There are so many creations now from people who are just immediately sprung up and wanted to do things for PewDiePie. Like, content creators, the entire cottage industry that will pop up around that with Dreams is nuts. It's insane. So
it is
anyway,
insane.
Other than that, I got sent a code for something which I'm not allowed to talk about yet. I'll have a review for that soon. Oh, and also
Anthem 2.
There's a game called Diabotical, which is a first-person shooter, arena shooter that's in closed beta this week. Go and sign up for that. It looks pretty cool. It's from the same guy that got kicked off the Dota. His name's James, and he was a host on a Dota International. Remember that time when Gabe's he fired one of the casters in China?
Yes.
He's the caster that he's like, James is an ass. That's what Gabe said about this guy.
And then what? So this guy's involved now?
No, this guy has actually started a game studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
and he's made this arena shooter, which is looking pretty cool. So, Diabotical it's called, and it's in closed beta this weekend. Sign up for it, check it out. We'll be doing a playthrough for it. Sam didn't know that, but now he does.
Oh, now I do, everybody.
So Sam, what have you been playing this weekend? Tell us.
Many games, everybody.
Oh, many games.
Let me tell you. I did heaps of things. I watched the Baldur's Gate announcement, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And I was thrilled with that. I also, of course, played the hourly amount of Smash every day. Played a bit of Overwatch. Played Dreams, okay? I played some Dreams.
Nice.
And what else did I do?
You watched Married at First Sight every night.
And I watched a hell of a lot of Friendly Geordies. I'm really into that guy.
Oh, that dude's funny.
That is actually so hilarious. That guy is an Australian guy, but you gotta get Australian stuff.
Yeah, it's
what
very
he does.
Aussie humour.
Very Aussie humour.
So
I had the weirdest dream, actually. I'm going to say it on live thing.
There we go.
I had a dream that he was, about 2 or 3 days ago, that he was cooking family dinner. That's how much time I had watched this guy.
That's creepy, okay.
Is that weird?
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. I woke up and I'm like, did I just dream that he was cooking family dinner for the fam? Is that weird?
Super weird.
But you know what? That's reality.
Don't tell your girlfriend about
You know
that,
what?
okay? Just
Sure. I
let that
probably
slide.
shouldn't. She'd be like,
Anyway.
tell me something else, Sam. Mardi Gras around the corner, okay?
It is actually this weekend, isn't it?
Is it this weekend? Yeah, it is.
Happy Mardi Gras
it's tonight. Yes,
it is tonight. Yeah. That's
All right,
right.
I'm going out
Mardi
tonight,
Gras is always
people.
a good time. All right. So guys, welcome. As I said, it's Laymen Live. We cover the news for the week that we didn't get a chance to cover, smaller stories, as well as stuff that's just broken over the last sort of 24 hours-ish. One thing I wanted to start with that we haven't actually spoken about this week is me switching the thing.
There we go.
Unfortunately, the creator of the Konami code has passed away. Kazuhisa Hashimoto. I definitely mispronounced that. He passed away. That's very sad. You know the Konami code. Yes,
Of course, up, down, left, right, AB, everybody. And yes, that is sad. I mean,
so the quote here is, "We are saddened to hear about the passing of Kazuhisa Hashimoto, a deeply talented producer who first introduced the world to the Konami code. Our thoughts are with his family and friends at this time. Rest in peace." And so, the gaming community has kind of really come together to remember him, and that's nice. It's weird because you do hear occasional stories these days of game developers who pass away now, and I guess we're sort of entering that point where generationally things are going to start to shift because people who were making games in the 80s, they're getting older now.
I mean, he was only 61. It's still early.
Yeah.
He's still young, which of course is even more of a shame. But we are going to start seeing some of the greats in the next 20 or 30 years that do pass away, and that's going to be like the changing of the guard.
Hopefully, Miyamoto-san lives until he's 800 years old, like Yoda.
Hopefully,
I think that would be. I'd
be
be perfectly okay with that. So, guys, we also one thing we forgot to mention was that there are super chats. We've got James Ford here who says, "Hey lads,
we got that up. Cool.
Good job in your time in the spotlight this week after escaping the hospital. Coffee's on me. Cheers from Victoria." James, you're in hospital. I hope you're well, buddy. We weren't in hospital.
We weren't in hospital.
Maybe you.
If you're in hospital, then we hope you're okay.
Kodachi Tachi says for $5, why was the Kotaku? Why was the Kotaku Route Zero review controversial? Love the review, but getting impatient for the Final Fantasy 14 review. Don't let it become a Sekiro review. Yes, we will do a Final Fantasy review one day. People didn't like the Kotaku Route Zero review because it was weird. That's the easiest way to say it.
It was too upper brow.
No, it was weird. And then Dark Echo for £10 says, "I've never made it on time before. You guys are the only thing I watch regularly on this platform now. So thanks for your hard work and the laughs you've given me. Keep the memes alive." We appreciate that, friend. You're very kind. Good to have you with us today. Okay, let's get back onto the news. What's next, Sam? You want to handle this one, Sam, or do you want me to do this one?
Baldur's Gate, everybody.
Sam's favorite game.
Okay, we watched the reveal gameplay stream yesterday. Was it? God,
it was yesterday. It feels like a lot longer.
Okay, it looked okay. I don't think a lot of people would have been blown away by that. There's a lot of bugs and stuff like that. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 devs have opened up about Stadia exclusivity and suggesting that it's not going to really be powerful enough for the current gens. It looks like it might actually only be on the next gens.
Yeah, well, there's lots of questions around whether or not this is going to come to current gen consoles. And
it didn't look that.
It didn't look
crazily strong.
No.
When I saw the Cyberpunk stuff, when you saw 500 people walking around the city, of course, I mean, when you brought that to light, that's a really powerful thing to do.
Sure.
Then I was like, okay, that is enough evidence to see that.
All right, Dave Jewett.
Whoa, Jesus!
Holy shit, that's an ad again.
Sorry, we've got that down now. Sorry,
there we
guys.
Go.
You and I.
Whoa.
No, we don't.
I'm gonna turn this down.
Yeah, how do we do that? Oh, you can just go there and turn it off.
Here, it's fine.
Yeah, cool. That was enough for me to go, okay, Cyberpunk might not be on current gens, but it is going to be on current gens, but I wonder if it's going to be really dialed back. But with this,
Yes.
it didn't look that powerful.
Well, the quote here was, he says he isn't convinced the game would run efficiently on other consoles. I don't think the current gen consoles would be able to run it. There's a lot of technical upgrades and updates that we did to our engine, and I don't know if it would be capable of actually being able to run on those things. This is one of the reasons why he's sort of defending the fact that it's a Stadia exclusive. It's not a Stadia exclusive, by the way. That's not correct. It is coming to PC. And it's coming to Stadia, and there's lots of questions about whether or not it will also come to consoles. He's saying current gen consoles can't handle it. I'm not really convinced on that. I mean, Divinity Original Sin 2 is available on the Switch, for God's sake.
Switch, man.
You can get Baldur's Gate 3 running on the Switch as well, man. Like, it's not that much of a big
Well, I don't know
jump.
about the Switch.
Okay,
I mean,
well, whatever.
You could definitely get it on the PS4,
Sure.
PS4 Pro and whatever. Like, you can do that. Maybe this is just them trying to kind of dodge the fact that they just really want to focus on a PC build right now, and they maybe want to do this in the future, you know?
If you missed it, by the way, guys, the Baldur's Gate 3 reaction stream is up. I recommend watching the first half an hour, and then I recommend not watching the second. The first half an hour was pretty tight, and I enjoyed it a lot.
It was tight because there was bugs and it was deaths.
Oh, but that was the best part of it. They
it was.
a
It really
really
was.
honest slice of gameplay,
Definitely.
which almost no devs do these days. Really honest. He died in the first battle in his own game.
And he had no
made.
save mechanic put into the game, so he couldn't actually go back. Oh.
So I really appreciate the honesty, but the second half kind of dragged. Those games don't demo well over long periods of time, so, you know, it was good that it would have been better for him to stop.
Definitely.
A lot of people are quite disappointed with the reveal. A lot of people say that it doesn't look Baldur's Gate enough. It's not dark enough. It looks too similar to Divinity Original Sin.
100%.
It's a reskin. They say that they're pissed off that it doesn't have the real time with paused combat. I get all that criticism. I do. It all makes sense to me, and I think it's fair in the sense that if you wanted something radically different, or you wanted something that felt more Baldur's Gate, then you certainly didn't see that here. But maybe later on that comes. You know, maybe we see more. This is going to be in early access later in the year. I mean, I'm just gonna give them the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, when I saw this, I was just like, yeah, you could put this on Twitch and say it's Divinity, and it would, like, no one would blink an eye. Like, it looked exactly the same.
For sure.
So, of course, a lot of people that have been waiting for this for a long time are going to look at that and go, well, hang on, have you guys just kind of taken the safe route and just done exactly what you know? You know, but anyway, we'll see.
So, Dark Democracy says Sam realizing the Baldur's Gate is being made by the same dev that made during the live stream was a great moment. Look forward to notes, memes, and news.
That was all scripted, everybody.
all
you know,
scripted, sure.
fun you.
Sam didn't know that it was Larian. Literally during the stream, I'm like 45 minutes into the stream.
A good deep amount of time into this. I'm just like, man, the guys that made Divinity must be sitting there chuckling at this. And I was like, these guys are the guys that made it. I'm like, I knew that.
I totally knew that. That's right. Then we've got Tyler Wood. Watched the whole Gearbox show at PAX. Mildly entertaining, mostly cringe, including most of Uncle Pandy Richford. Good to see Borderlands 3 support so strong. We will come back to Borderlands 3 later in this episode. Don't worry, Tyler. Thank you, my friend. Keep it up, says Yoon for £5. Thank you, buddy. So Nitraz for $5 says, will you do a review of Pathologic 2? It's on Game Pass. It's a unique game experience. I have always wanted to do that, in the sense that I've seen all of the people do the reviews and the essays and whatever. I've always wanted to check out Pathologic. Can't promise I will do a video. Very obscure survival game. Okay. Very obscure. Can't promise I'll do anything, but I'm going to play it and see if I've got anything new to say.
That's a definite no.
Because some fantastic content creators have already made great videos on that. And if
how can he compete?
No, but I mean, if I've got nothing new to say, then I don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's
Cool.
just like...
I get it.
Tossing a coin to the Laymen says, Adam, thank you, my friend. Please reach out and talk to Spawnwave about being on his podcast as a guest. It would love to see my two favorite gaming in the same place, says Koei. I know Spawnwave. I don't actually talk to him at all, but I didn't even know he had a podcast. But that's good news. Hope it does well. And yeah, I mean, we're always open to that sort of stuff.
A podcast.
Well, we basically
like the
do
Jay Rogan.
This is basic Jay Rogan.
Jay Rogan. Jay Rogan.
Guys, it's the Jay Rogan podcast.
Jay Rogan.
Yeah, bring that up, Jimmy. You know. So they've got Corey. He says, no, that's the one we just did. Doomhammer with $10. Thank you, my friend.
Appreciate
that. And Doom with another $10 later than that. He says, love this channel. I'm sub to both of you, your others as well. Keep up the solid content. Thank you,
appreciate
friend.
that, man. Thank you so much.
And hey guys, I've been this is Mr. Object. Been a Fan of your content since Division 1, and truly curious about whether you guys will cover Warlords of New York since it's coming out soon. I think we'll do a Let's Play of Warlords of New York.
I don't know what that one is.
It's the Division 2 expansion.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
I have lots of stuff that I'm reviewing in the month of March, so I'm going to see what's possible.
Yeah, we haven't actually jumped on the... I mean, I haven't jumped on. We did a Let's Play when the Division first came out.
Yeah.
And we thought that was quite good, actually.
It was very, very good launch product,
but
then it didn't follow up after.
The only live service game that really had come out in a real playable... It was...
Yeah.
It worked. It just worked.
It was the first
It wasn't
live
even Todd
service...
Howard worked. It actually worked.
Correct. It was the first live service game to launch that wasn't a disaster since Borderlands 2. But unfortunately it just didn't maintain that momentum, and the community became quite disillusioned with it, and then this is the chance for it to like kind of rebuild. Anyway, let's keep going with the news. Good news for Platinum fans. Turns out Platinum Games announces mysterious Project GG. This has been one of 4 reveals that Platinum wants to make this year. They actually have set up a new studio in Tokyo as well. And they say the new Tokyo office will play a major role as we expand into live ops game development. Before this, all of the Platinum games were sort of closed form. It's like games they weren't doing live service stuff. So now they're moving into that live service territory. And they said the starting core members of our future live ops team who'll be working there are already part of Platinum Games. Yeah, man, they're working on a new game, and we don't really know much more about it. There was a small teaser trailer release that didn't really show much. People love Platinum Games. I love Platinum Games. They're the guys that made Nier Automata and Bayonetta and Vanquish and Astral Chain and heaps of cool shit, man.
Did you play Astral Chain?
No, I have not played Astral Chain. I
I only
downloaded
played
it.
like 10 minutes of it. I actually got to actually play it.
Yeah. So anyway, look, that's good news for the Platinum fans. There's a lot of them, and that's good times. Whoa.
What are we opening?
This is not what we wanted to do. Let's close that. And let's go to the next story. Oh, by the way, this is a bit game adjacent, but we'll talk about it anyway. We'll cover it. Star Wars big new story era announced without attached video game. Have you seen this yet?
Of course, yeah. And look, I mean, I saw some articles saying it was going to be 2,000 years, and then some new articles saying it's going to be 200 years. So firstly, have they even got a definitive idea of when this is actually going to be set?
Yeah, it's the High Republic. It's the height of the Republic.
So it's 2,000 years or 200 years?
I don't know the number, but...
Well, this is the thing. I mean, when I was reading 2 articles about it, one said 200 years and one said 2,000 years.
And maybe it says it in here. I don't remember the number. But look, anyway, what this is, Disney, Lucas Arts, Film, whatever, have announced the High Republic, okay? Which is a new story arc within the Star Wars universe. I'll just start skipping to it. The music is off. And basically,
Coruscant, right?
Yeah. Well, it's using old movie footage here, but then they go on to talk about the fact that they're writing entirely new story arcs set in the High Republic era.
The Skywalker Ranch. I did not know there was a ranch called Skywalker Ranch.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah,
no, that's very cool.
And it's gonna have like, so far it's only comics and books and that sort of thing. There's no words on movies and games yet. But they have kind of hinted that if it lands well, that they'll be expanding into like movies in the future.
But they've also Go on, Sam.
Okay,
but they've also said that it's not going to be getting in the way of any film production or like they've made it clear that it's going to be separate from the films for now. But they obviously just want to, see how this goes, and if it does land quite well, then I'm going to expect that we are going to see this more. No one wants to see more Skywalker stuff. Let's be real. We've seen 6 movies of this shit
I would see more good Skywalker stuff.
We've seen 9 movies of this now.
That ship has sailed.
No.
I look at this guy. Look at he's wearing his weird
corporate
suit.
dude.
Yeah, like
he's like, I love Star Wars.
At least pull your tie up, man.
Yeah.
But look, I am interested in this. I'm really interested to see stories from like the past in the Star Wars universe. And I like the idea that they're actually planning things, because the biggest issue with the new stuff, no plan at all. Like let's just freestyle and see how it lands. That was a huge
lesson for them.
And so they're trying again now. I know everyone's quite burnt out on Star Wars. I get it, but I love it so much that I'm willing to give it Mandalorian, man. That was amazing. I love that. And if they can do something as good as that, but in a different direction, then I'm okay with it.
And with good old Bob Iger stepping aside.
Oh, Bob.
It's maybe going to be a new thing entirely. Who knows? But we got Kathleen Kennedy still, guys, so don't worry about that. That's all good.
Nice, Sam. Way to trigger the chat.
That's all good.
I wonder what's going to happen now for the next 5 minutes. 30 minutes of this chat will just be arguing about Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy.
No, but I am excited to see what they do with this, because, I mean, you're right, and The Mandalorian was a perfect example of they can still do great Star Wars if it's done right. The last 3 films were horrendous, and 1, 2, and 3 weren't great. So but they're a lot better now than I thought they were 10 years ago.
Sure.
So I hope to see that they do good stuff.
This is from Vincent, who says, anyone who thinks Baldur's Gate 3 Alpha looks too similar to Divinity Original Sin 2 should check the Divinity Original Sin 2 Alpha and compare it to now. Also, did you see Yong speaking mad Spanish? No, I did not see Yong speaking Spanish.
Know that. Oh, I do know that. We saw him speak Spanish at E3. Oh, we did too.
We did. Yeah, he's a talented man.
I was like,
he's a real Renaissance man.
Yeah, not only are you a great voiceover man, you also have many languages.
Cheese Helmet says, I love watching you guys. Been a viewer for 2 years. Your dynamic is great. Always awesome. Breaking out into laughter at Sam's facepalm comments. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Jarvis says, hi lads, will Thick Boy making a return anytime soon? Unfortunately not. He works in the mornings.
He's too thick to get through the door.
There's also that.
So he can't come through.
And we've got GK Hep with PHP, 250 PHP. I don't know what that is, but
PHP,
pretty
huge.
It's first time catching the boys. Thank you very much, my friend. And Stefan says, on GOG, rather than enable a free demo of any title, 2 hour max, no hassle with pay then refund. GOG would track tested titles per account to prevent abuse.
What does that mean? Sorry?
I'm not sure. I think he's offering an alternative to the refund policy.
I see.
I don't think we need an alternative to the refund policy. I think it's really good. I think
the GOG one actually is the best now in the whole industry.
So we'll see. And the last one is Cesenio's back. Welcome back. He's got Polish Zlotys. And he says, PLN stands for Polish Zlotys, but they renamed them Paladin Dollars. Thank you for the awesome
Paladin Dollars, I like that.
Thank you for being here. Okay, guys, our time for our top story. Turns out that coronavirus is really shitty, and it's wrecking video games. It's wrecking pretty much everything. I was reading recently that most major technology companies have done profit downgrade forecasts. Sure. Because they're not going to be able to meet demand for the Christmas period at the end of the year.
Yep.
There's been no word yet on Microsoft and Sony for next-gen consoles, but everyone's expecting that's going to happen. In the immediate, though, it looks like GDC is pretty boned.
There's just no way they can go forward with this. It looks like every major person has dropped out now, pretty much. We've got PlayStation. We've got Kojima, Epic Games, Microsoft. We've got there's other one.
This morning, after we did the thumbnail for this, Amazon also pulled out.
God.
Unity pulled out, and that's a very big deal for Unity because it's a game developers. By the way, if you don't know, GDC is Game Developers Conference or Convention. I forget which one. And it's the gathering for the year for game developers to get together, hang out, talk about stuff, learn from each other,
and create relationships,
sign deals.
Yeah.
And you know, you've got major players. Pretty much every major player has pulled out. Jason Schreier of Kotaku cancelled his trip recently. I mean, it's a big thing. Like, obviously, that there's going to be pretty much no one at this convention. Now, you might be wondering, why is it such a big deal? There's a really interesting post here from a game developer, which I'll read to you because I think it's really illuminating. And it says this, okay? People are like, why don't we just cancel GDC? Like, what's the deal, right? This guy says, there's lots of small companies like mine that are on the fence because GDC is being adamant that there will be no refunds for people who cancel. That's true. That's true right now. Those tickets are thousands of dollars, also true, not to mention thousands more for hotels that are also being adamant that they will not refund cancellations. We can't just absorb that like a big company without serious consideration. There's also the fact that GDC is where a lot of funding, strategic, and publishing deals happen, more so than a consumer-facing PR stunt like E3 or PAX. Peak gaming venture capital fund scramble time is between holidays and GDC, and a lot of companies have been feverishly negotiating for months and planning to lock in deals at around the conference. A delay or cancellation screws with a lot of that timing leverage, and if that's happening concurrent with a broader market sell-off, a lot of funding money suddenly starts drying up as venture capitalist LPs get flighty, cancel GDC, and it might be enough for some to walk away from term sheets entirely for now. It's a scary proposition for little guys who can't just absorb the loss like EA, Microsoft, etc.
I hear that, but I really look at this and go, this idea of going there and creating relationships and negotiating deals and this kind of stuff, it sounds like all those potential opportunities are gone. Or at least for the major the big players are gone, and these smaller people, I understand that there might be smaller deals that they can still broker, but like, there's like, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, if half of those people aren't there, a lot of those people that are there to negotiate with or create relationships are no longer there. It just becomes less and less of a reason to be there. that make sense?
Yes, of course it does. Yes, but what they're saying is there might be some point, and they've already got so much sunk cost in it. They're like, well, we've got to try something. You know what I mean? Like, so
yes,
I get what you're saying, but yeah, I guess the point is that they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. You know, and if you're a small dev and you're trying to scrape by, and it's all about the hustle, and you miss an event like this, maybe you go and you meet someone who also happens to go, and that starts the rest of your career for the rest of your life. Maybe you choose to sit home and you're like, well, I'll just be safe. Those are the kind of decisions that these people are making right now, and I feel for them because that's a tough decision to make. It is hard being a small indie dev, and these guys are obviously weighing up all that stuff. So that's why, that's why they're going through this. GDC, as I said, is refusing to offer any refunds at this point. They are not cancelling the event. There's also...
I think that they won't cancel the event now purely because they don't want to offer refunds.
Yeah.
I reckon they'll have a completely barren floor space because they'd rather not take a huge loss because...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
At the end of the day, for them to cancel this, I mean, they'd lose, what, millions of dollars, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it would be God knows how much they've actually lost.
The Arcadia says, hi guys, I know it sucks about GDC. I got told today at work that the Epic Games Epic Fest Europe was cancelled today. I was meant to go. Sorry to hear that, dude.
It's definitely, yeah. But look, I mean, I think this brings up a bigger thing. Are we going to see E3?
Well, I definitely have my doubts about E3 at this point, because that's not that far away. I mean, we've got March, April, May, and then June. We've got essentially 3 months for something as big as this.
Yeah.
I do expect it will probably still be having flow-on impacts for E3. I don't know, man. I was 100% locked on E3, and now I reckon, I don't know, 50-50 maybe.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, we're at 82,500 now, I think, of confirmed cases, and it is slowing down. 83 now, and it is slowing down. It's going, it was a lot faster before. Are we going to get to a point where the vaccine is ready, or this kind of is completely under control? But this is the precedent that's being set that a lot of people are going to now look back to and go, well, GDC was we didn't go to GDC for these concerns. That was at the point where it was only 83,000 cases. Now, in 3 months' time, if there's 140, 150,000 cases, I mean, it doesn't make sense why you wouldn't go to why you wouldn't also cancel if it's nearly double the amount of cases in the world.
For sure.
So I wonder if we're going to see E3. I really wonder.
People are mentioning something about a beef with Angry Joe. What the hell? We love Angry Joe.
We have beef with Angry Joe?
That's news to us. That's really good.
Let me see. Where,
I don't know. People are asking about... There's no beef with Angry Joe. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's never been a thing ever.
There's serious beef?
We love Angry Joe. As simple as that.
Who said there's beef with Angry Joe?
We love other Joe especially. He's my favorite.
What? Let's just make beef. You know what, Joe?
Fuck you, Joe.
We're just going to call you out, man.
That's right.
We don't know why we're calling you out, but we're calling you out. You better watch it.
We hate how much you yell.
And how much subs you have. Jesus Christ.
Give us some subs, Joe.
Yeah, that's about as big as you get, guys.
There's also, unfortunately, there is more news about coronavirus, which is that IEM Katowice will go on without an audience. Now, IEM Katowice is one of the longest standing major esports tournaments, and it was always a stadium event. It will not have a stadium event this year. It's going to go ahead without an audience because of coronavirus, and it's the first time it's ever done that, or at least since it became a big event. So yeah, that's really sad as well. And there was actually one other thing, which was Boston. So PAX is on this weekend.
Yes.
And the Boston mayor was actually kind of pissed off for developers, for Sony, for pulling out of PAX East, because he says it reinforces harmful stereotypes. This was last week, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot's changed in this last week, so that really hasn't aged well.
I mean, is he sending out letters to Microsoft, Epic Games, all these other people? No. So yeah, he's calling them out, trying to make it sound like it's a bad stereotype against Chinese people. When that's not it's not even in the realm of that. It's the virus itself that they're wanting to stay away from.
I have heard lots of reports of Chinese people, what was the story that I heard? It was Uber drivers. They're having a tough time getting passengers now because when people see that it's a Chinese name, they decline the ride and whatever.
There's no two ways about it. Of course, there's going to be some racist crap that happens or whatever, right? And we're not condoning that. Of course, that's really shit. But when a company pulls out of an event because a virus is happening, and it's not naming any Chinese people or something, and just saying there is a virus, that there's an outbreak, and we just want to protect our people.
Sure.
It's nothing to do with the Chinese people.
Yeah.
So why? I just don't get how the Boston mayor, writes a letter and tries to make it sound like they're being they're discriminating against them or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so but look, speaking of China and coronavirus, there is more on that front. In fact, what really weird story that's popped up is that Pandemic Sim Plague Incorporated was pulled from the Chinese App Store, and the Chinese government didn't really say why.
No reasons.
They just said it had like illegal content, and that's no longer there. So if you didn't know, Plague Incorporated is like literally just a sort of a pandemic sim simulating what it would be like if a kind of pandemic broke out around the world.
Well, I mean, it's a completely different virus in the game. It's called Peronivirus.
Nice, Sam. That's really good.
Nice.
That's a really top shelf joke.
Thank you so much, everyone. All right, there we go.
So the creator said everything's quite unclear currently as to why it had been booted off the App Store. And I think that's probably all we're going to get from China.
I mean, we're not going to get any clarification on that.
Yeah, they're just like, nope.
Nope.
Maybe it was being used to create memes or something. I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
At some point, the creator of this game did have to say to people, hey guys, my game is just a game. Do not use it as a actual disaster relief model for this, because it's serious business.
Yeah, that happened when like the Corona thing was just happening. So that's like a month, 2 months ago now. It's ages ago. Yeah. So it's interesting to see that it took so long for the Chinese government to like start banning this. I mean, who knows why? Whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, next.
So there's also that's the coronavirus news done for today. Let's get back into some super chats. We've got here Phantom Gamer says, for $10, never played a D&D based RPG before, but BG3 has my attention. Thought about getting Divinity 2 and Baldur's Gate, or are there others you can recommend off the top of your head? I know Pathfinders. I haven't actually played it, but if you're into D&D, Pathfinders has got a really good rap lately. As I said, haven't played it, don't know, but people say really positive things about it. And then just go back and play Baldur's Gate 2, I guess, because
when did that come out? Like 99?
I don't know. 1998 rings out in my head, but I don't know if that's right or not. That's just literally a number that popped into my head.
Yeah,
it could be completely incorrect.
Completely wrong.
The chat will tell us when it came out. So we've got Phantom Gamer says, keep up the great work, Chad. Thank you very much, friend. And D. Arcadia says, oh no, you've already went that one. I spent 5 minutes laughing at the cheese helmet. It's so unassuming until you think about it for a minute. I actually did catch that one.
The cheese helmet?
Don't think about it too much. Trust me, it's not safe for work. It'll get us demonetized.
I see.
We've also got 2 new members. We've got Darren and also
Thank you for the members. A lot of members today.
Members, we appreciate the memberships,
that, guys.
And GRM says, love the channel, guys. Would love more of your brothers coming out as guests. What do you think about Corona and the Olympics?
Okay.
Olympics. They actually have said. I read a headline recently that like one of the former heads of the IOC, Dick Pound, his name is.
Dick Pound.
Dick Pound.
Jesus, all right.
That's his actual name. He said that there's a very small window left to be able to decide whether or not the Olympics should go ahead. So
when is the Olympics again?
I think it's
summer.
Isn't it July? I think it's July.
Is it in Tokyo? No, was it?
Yeah, it's in Tokyo.
It is Tokyo, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's in Tokyo.
We were in Tokyo last year and we saw that they were getting ready for something.
Yeah,
right? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I mean,
make sure you listen to Dick Pound, guys.
Yes.
When Dick Pound speaks, you stand to attention.
Yes.
You pay. You just pay the respect.
That's all right, Scott. That's all right, Scott.
So hey lads, only found out about your channel recently. Says Jaina. Been binging during workouts and grinding, replaying SRIV at the moment. What's SRIV?
SRIV.
I don't know what is that. Am I misreading that?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. Anyway, good to have you with us. Thank you very much for joining us. And
she must mean rewind.
Sam's looking fly with that shirt. Says Nandor. Welcome.
Thank you.
Nandor. Anyway, guys. So then the story continues for Riot Games. Their legal troubles are set to continue. They originally
proposed a $10 million settlement. Everybody.
Riot originally proposed $10 million, and then as a settlement for recent sexual discrimination issues
for the Whammon, against the Whammon.
There were lots, so that's a fact. I mean, there were lots of reported issues with
bro culture, fighting on people and whatever, and saying crude comments in front of females. Like it's been pretty widely known that it is a very dude bro culture there
for sure. And so now the plaintiffs, like the people who are suing Riot Games, basically they've got new legal counsel, and they said that the lawsuit could be worth up to $400 million. That's a lot of dollary dues.
Holy shit.
They said the person has actually, that's involved in this, is Jeannie Harrison, who has handled cases brought against the Weinstein Company and actor Kevin Spacey, so they obviously have a lot of form in this space.
Yes.
They said, these brave women spoke out against gender inequality and sexism, and I want to make sure they are fairly compensated. Our well-qualified statisticians are already analyzing pay data. We intend to recover compensation due to the women of Riot Games and achieve institutional reform in order to level the playing field for women. I wonder if there's a $400 million difference, though, in the pay.
I actually don't know.
I suspect that's probably not the case.
Yeah,
$400 million is a lot of money.
Who knows? Look, to go from 10 million to 400 million, that's a lot.
They actually, Riot actually called that amount clickbait.
Oh, that's
They
right.
actually responded to GameIndustry.biz and they said that $400 million amount is clickbait. So, either way, I'm pretty sure that Riot's going to have to pay more cash, that's for sure.
Yeah.
How much exactly they're going to have to pay is not clear. But, yeah, that's it. That's the story
That's
with Riot.
it, pretty much, everybody.
That's the
It'll
one.
probably be like 11 million instead of 10, but who knows? All right,
So, guys,
Warframe,
Sam,
everybody.
you can handle this one because I actually don't understand what this means.
Okay, guys, new character in Smash. When I read this, I was like, oh my god, new character. No, new spirit, okay? In Super Smash Bros., Lotus from Warframe. Now, if anyone knows what a spirit is in Super Smash Bros., it's ultimate, like, character you can equip, and it gives you either, like, buffs to your character or like little ability thing, but not really. It's such a side thing. I don't think I've ever used a spirit because I'm always just playing online. Like, it's such a for me, it's such a nothing burger. But some people that love the whole spirit thing, how you can combine different spirits in Smash, and you can give you different kind of attributes to your character, they might think this is really cool. So this is the new Lotus in Smash. Great, but I want a new character, for God's sakes. That's what actually excites me. That's all I got to say.
Put Clem in Smash. That's what I say.
A 2B in Smash. That'd be great.
2B in Smash. I wonder what's her special.
See, I was
what's her
dreaming about
special
Friendly
move set?
Geordies. Ralph was, dreaming about 2B.
That's right. So anyway, that's the Smash news that I don't quite understand because I don't play Smash.
Yeah.
But
2B or not 2B?
Nice. Very, very
There we
smart,
go.
Sam. Very
Nice.
smart. So here's actually we'll cover that at the end. Here's a weird little story that popped up.
interesting.
So this is, I didn't really know this, but it turns out that the Xbox Series X can quick resume a game even after a full system reboot.
Now, I'm not too sure actually if Switch at the moment actually. I feel like maybe I've experienced when the Switch has died, I've turned it on and I can't remember. Does the Switch already have that?
No,
it doesn't.
No
right?
system has that. No system.
No
has
system has that.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the
Switch
new.
takes forever to do anything. So
Switch-
you want to go to the store? Do you want to close?
Oh
what
my
you're
god,
doing
the
now?
actual Nintendo
Yeah, I
e-store
guess.
is so annoying.
Oh my god, the e-store.
Okay, so this ultimately is if you completely shut down your console and then turn it back on, and you've in the middle of a battle or some shit in Final Fantasy VII Remake or whatever, it'll boot up to it'll save where you're up to, which I thought Switch was already doing, but this is obviously completely new altogether.
Yeah, no, that's it. So it's a cool little feature. Look, can I just pause and say that the news that's come out about Xbox to this point has been so good. Like Xbox
Not a
Series
single
X.
thing from PlayStation.
Well, I mean, like, they're just obviously keeping their powder dry, and I'm sure they're just listening and, like, they're getting ready to respond, and, like, they're just, like, hoovering up all of the things that Xbox are doing so that they can, like, come out and say, we're going to do all of those, plus more, and it's going to be cheaper. I'm sure they're just holding back.
Yeah, the only thing that we know is I don't know if they've officially, but there's been some leaks at least of saying that they are waiting to see what the price is of
true.
Xbox before they come out.
That wasn't a leak. That was actually, they said that.
They said that, okay, so that's an official thing they've said. So they are definitely waiting and just wanting to see what they're doing. But, I mean, it's getting on now. I mean, they're expecting the PlayStation 5 to come out at the end of the year, subject to Corona and if it actually can be built in time.
Yeah.
But it's really getting on now. I mean, I feel like, are they now waiting for just E3 when they have their own separate events? Or something? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
There was also,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I thought there was going to be something, like some sort of special event that we were to see in
yeah,
Feb or
that
March.
was the rumor for Feb. But I wonder if coronavirus has messed with that. I wonder if it was planned for a Feb reveal.
Maybe.
And then they said, whoops, let's just hold off because of Corona. I don't know. We'll see. But look, I mean, I'm a massive Sony pony in terms of the exclusives. And, like, the Sony... I have very rarely touched my Xbox this generation. Only when there's some
So true.
exclusives that I was reviewing or
true.
whatever, but I've very rarely touched it.
The thing is, even when we played Gears, I played that on PC.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I
that's the
can't
thing. There's
think
even
of...
less reason to touch it now because of that. But even then, I'm still looking at the Series X and all the moves that it's making, and I'm like, yeah, man, that's how you do it. Like, that is every step so far. There's been no missteps, and I think the Xbox One, as it launched, every step was a misstep. Everything about that console, the reveal, the technology, the power,
the video
Kinect,
watching thing,
the fucking TV, sports, TV, Call of Duty, got a dog. Like,
and most
all of that
powerful
shit.
console ever. Like, that was so off message of what gamers actually wanted.
That was off message.
It was,
no.
because-
You don't think gamers worry about graphics? Believe me. Go and watch.
No. Gamers worry about graphics.
They do.
Of course, but the bottom line is most people will not line up for exclusives that just suck, you know,
Of course, that's the point.
Do you know what I mean?
The missing
Like,
link in all of it is games that people want to play.
that's what I mean.
And so I feel like, but I do feel as though, don't forget, Microsoft's recently acquired like 12 studios.
Yes.
And
they're definitely
talented
getting ready for the long
developers.
game now.
So, you know, look, I'm not calling it either way. All I'm saying is that every step that they have made so far is the right step, and I think that's great. And it's such a contrast to last gen. And I think we'll see some honest to goodness competition now, you know, between Xbox and PlayStation, because between Game Pass, between all of their pro-consumer stuff, all of that stuff, it's like, okay, cool. Let's pay attention.
Well, we haven't seen any real exclusives yet from those new studios that are really like.
Well, we've seen Hellblade 2, Senua's Sacrifice.
Okay, that's true. And Bleeding Edge is not exclusive, is it?
Bleeding Edge is exclusive. That's this gen.
That's just but it's still in the kind of bag of those exclusives.
I don't think there's been any other exclusives.
I mean, Halo Infinite, I guess. But apart from that, we haven't really seen some. But look, you know what? It is early days. But I think the biggest competitive edge that they will have is the infrastructure of streaming. As PlayStation is now borrowing some of that streaming infrastructure from Xbox, they hopefully can compete in that way. So. Yeah. If we do see Sam talking nonsense again, thank you. But if we do see streaming really take off, 5G being able to be more and more accessible, and that becomes the name of the game, Xbox looks like it's more prepared than PlayStation is.
Sure.
But we'll know. Well, who knows?
So the other thing as well is I also read today that if with Game Pass they're going to enable it, it's going to be on PC obviously, and if there are games that are exclusive to a console, you will be able to play them on a PC. So someone gave the example of Kingdom Hearts right now, which is playable on Xbox, but if you're going to have Game Pass playable on a PC or streamable on PC, then you can do that. So that's really awesome as well. It just opens up a massive library of games on PC that people are going to want to play. So that's cool. Guys, well, we just got spammed with the super chats. Let's just knock them over quickly now. And what are your thoughts? Okay, Darren, what are your thoughts on the Australian government wanting to ban anime and manga over there? Also raising a drink and tossing a coin to your layman. Darren, I have heard that I've
not heard that at all.
There's some senator who watched some anime and had some shit in it. And honestly, I don't know the anime, so I don't know what he saw.
That's never going to happen, right? I mean, look, you know what? They banned
the
Mortal
Australian
Kombat for a
government
while.
is the dumbest government in the world when it comes to censorship of stuff.
Very true.
It's possible that it does. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the anime is that he's talking about, so I can't say.
I'm guessing it's the squid kind.
I don't know what it is. But yeah, the Australian government is moronic, and I don't trust them to do anything right when it comes to censoring content.
Building light rail, though. That's really good.
Yeah, right. So Hazmat is here. Hazmat, my best friend showed me your channel, and I've been loving it ever since. He's a big fan. Could you give him a shout out? His name's Ted Mott.
Ted Mott, we love you. You've got taste, man.
Love you.
For telling your friends about us.
Big Teddy, welcome.
Big Teddy.
We love you. And Patricio, he says, chill up 2019. Let's all meme about
Italian.
the Sekiro
Patricio.
review. Also 2019. Yes, I'll finish the Final Fantasy and Shadow Keep reviews by the end of the year. Love the vids, keep it coming. Yes.
Sekiro is such a meme now. Like, when... I don't think that's ever happened.
I'm never going to tell people ever again what I'm reviewing in future.
100%.
There's no point now. There's no point. Silent Earth, $20. Hey lads, what's your reaction to BG3 reveal? Loved it, but internet as a whole seems to be reacting negatively.
Yeah.
Thoughts? We did cover that a bit earlier.
Which is
Silent
understandable, though. Just quickly, I mean, a lot of people were expecting it to have its own creative flavor, and it just did look like it was really leaning on Divinity. It really did. So, anyway, we'll see.
But yeah, you can scroll back a little bit and you'll see our thoughts on that when we talked about Baldur's Gate 3. There's a segment at the beginning.
I think it's like scroll while it's live.
No, but when the VOD's up.
When the VOD's up.
Second story, I think it was. Anyway, guys, let's keep going with the news. Oh, shit. That's not the right button. It's this one. Rainbow Six Siege dev wants to go free-to-play one day. So, yeah, basically, Siege is a popular game. And they have said, just in case you didn't know, and they said they want to go free-to-play one day, but they first need to solve their smurfing problem. You know what smurfing is, Sam?
Yeah, when you're too good and you go and play. I have that problem in Overwatch all the time. And I get banned constantly. Like, why are you playing in this? You're too good. I mean, why is that an issue though? In terms of, I see, because then people will just make multiple accounts. Yeah, fair enough. Well, that is an issue, but you're not gonna solve that, right? Like, that's such a hard issue in every game. Like, Like, has League of Legends solved that? No, right?
No.
Like,
No,
you
no,
can't.
no,
You just
no.
gotta like.
Just deal with it.
That's not a reason not to go free to play.
Those people who smurf are such losers. It's
I
so
know,
pathetic.
I gotta
like-
stop doing it. I know.
Oh my god! It's like you're good at a game, cool, and then you go in and you dumpster people who are completely new.
Well, Alec actually
just
is
to
very
feel-
good at Overwatch. He used to play on my account because I was a lower SR. he would just he just wanted to like kick their ass. So he's an evil smurfer. But you know, I don't think that's a legitimate reason not to go free to play. Personally, I think that they're doing very well, and as you'll see in the next story, they actually are doing very well. And if you're doing so fantastically, do you even need to go free to play? Maybe not. But if you're looking to capture even more of the market and go into the next gen and make people maybe download your game on the next gen platforms first, sure, I see the strategy.
Yeah, well, related to that, we're talking about if the game's doing well. It turns out the game is doing extremely well. Rainbow Six Siege, now 4 years old, breaks its own concurrent player record on Steam. It just had 180,000 players logging into the game at the same time on just Steam, by the way.
That's crazy.
That doesn't include Uplay. It doesn't include Xbox.
Consoles.
It doesn't include PlayStation 4. It's just on Steam, 180,000 concurrent. That's massive. Like,
Did they have a
huge.
special day of anything that was coming out that day?
No, well, what they recently did was the reveal of Season 5, because they just had their Invitational. And so
Yep.
that just brings a lot of like hype and excitement and
Sure,
whatever
sure.
else. That hasn't launched yet, but it will launch soon. But either way, you've got that many people playing it. I'm sure when the next season launches as well, it'll probably spike again over the top of that. So
Yeah, Siege is a perfect example of a game that was like relatively not broken, but like it was pretty shabby when it released, and it completely rebuilt itself. And what are you laughing at?
I feel bad for GDC, Social Justice Warriors Strike Again.
What? What are you talking about?
Who knows, man?
I
Everyone,
love the
Social Justice
comments.
Warriors get blamed for everything these
they
days.
do.
Everything.
Anyway, so Siege.
It's like that bike meme, the guy riding his bike, and he puts his...
yeah.
Also, he's like, damn social justice warriors.
Anyway, Siege, good game. I'm
game.
glad it's going so well.
Yeah, it is.
That's it.
That's the end of that show. I wish I had more time for Siege.
I mean,
It's
I
like,
don't know why we don't
of
play
all-
Siege at all.
I don't have time for any live service game right now. That's the honest truth. Like, I would love to be able to sit down and play tons of Destiny, tons of Final Fantasy 14. I'd love to be able to play some Siege, but with like reviewing and covering games all the time, it's like it's just not possible. I just don't have enough downtime to fit in those games, and it makes me really sad. So
It's really sad.
it's so hard life,
It's
man.
a first world
It's
problem.
the ultimate first world gamer.
Everyone
YouTuber
else like
problem.
struggling with coronavirus. I was like,
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
right.
play enough games.
I can't play enough live service game,
God,
guys. Please feel
help
sorry
me.
for me.
What's next?
You want to do this one, Sam?
PS5 Quick Collective.
Wow, you just read the
Oh, there we
headline.
go, sorry. No, because they know what we're talking about. Okay, so PlayStation has this weird patent thing going around it, right? So the controllers have been leaked. You've seen one or two photos before how they're going to be like the DualShock 5. It's going to be a little bit different. But what we haven't heard about is this weird thing where it can like have sweat detection and pick up your heart rate. Okay, so gamers be sweaty. Let's be real. When I'm like playing
Depends. Like,
games,
you're playing Siege, for example.
when
it's
you're playing
sweaty.
Through the Fire and Flames on Guitar Hero, that's a sweaty exercise, okay? Now, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they actually include this, though, into gaming. Is this really just to monitor your fitness, maybe give you some warning signs, like, the whole control is drenched. Please put it down and exercise, Or is it just going to be something that they can feel your heartbeat and it affects the gameplay? I don't know, but it'd be
that would
cool to do that.
If your heartbeat was going up.
Like Resident Evil 7 or whatever,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
8
yeah.
or whatever it's up to now.
Totally.
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
It would like increase the chance of a jump scare in a game if your heart rate is already high.
Or
Do you know what I
low.
mean?
Like you're not ready
if
for
you're
it.
already really tense.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And you're like, oh god,
Yeah,
please
yeah.
nothing happen. And the game's like, time to make something happen.
I think that, look, I mean, it's interesting. I think, but like, how many games are going to really
I mean, I'm sure it's a
include
gimmick.
this?
There's always these sorts of gimmicks,
Sure.
but like, this is what it is. So it's kind of cool.
What I think they need to do
guys-
quickly, though,
Go
is
on.
they need to do a VR with like little fans. So if you're skydiving, you feel the air going on you and shit. Why haven't they done that? That's a good idea.
Why haven't they done that?
Or if you're sprinting in COD, like VR COD, you can feel the wind and shit. Like, that's a good idea.
I do wonder why they have not done that.
I'm going to set a patent, okay? It's coming from... Don't worry.
We've got some super chats, just making sure I haven't missed any. Let's have a quick look. Nandor, Aussie politician gets weird boner from tentacle hentai, goes on a rampage.
Yep,
That's
pretty
Nandor
much.
with 100 Huffington points. Yes, that's true. I think that's a good summary of the thing. And Robert says that Polly has got to be Clive or Joyce, probably Joyce. It's not actually. It's a different one who I don't know. It's
I
not
don't know.
Clive Palmer. It's not Barnaby Joyce. It's someone else. I reckon Clive Palmer would seriously be into
Yeah, I think
kinky
he loves
anime,
it.
man.
I think he loves it.
I reckon he'd be full mad into it. Anyway, guys,
Fossil
there's-
fuels porn.
Nice, good job. Very political, Sam. Very nice. So, guys, good news. After a year, finally, Borderlands 3
released on
is getting a PC release, guys. Mayhem is coming, says Gearbox official Twitter account to Steam. Borderlands 3 releases on Steam March 13 and will feature PC crossplay between Steam and the Epic Games Store.
Look,
mean,
I think that
that's
this
cool.
game has done extremely well from what we know.
Has it?
Borderlands.
Yeah, has
Yeah,
it?
it's an I mean, I remember seeing ages ago, but like that did very well.
I don't remember seeing that headline.
Yeah. Look, I'm
not saying it did badly, I'm
why
just
am I
saying,
thinking
like-
6 million? 6 million is jumping out at me.
I don't know.
Do you remember we?
I don't know. Maybe we did. I don't remember. Yeah.
All I know is this has done very well. Okay.
Sure.
I don't think that it coming to. Okay. I just think that when it comes to Steam, it'll sell some copies, but this will probably just further double the. Gearbox will find out that it was a good deal for them to do because a lot of people still jumped on Epic Games to download it anyway. You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember
Like-
seeing that Metro Exodus, when it was released, sold 200,000 copies on Steam. We sort of said that's probably the boycott market.
boycott army.
I wonder whether or not we're going to see 200,000 sales on Steam.
We'll probably see a
as
bit
well.
more than that.
Who knows? Yeah, probably more because there's more demand for something like this.
But this is the thing, when these games come out, I mean, people were like, oh, people aren't going to buy an Epic Games. If all your mates are playing it and all the hype, you see the advertising, you see all the Twitch people, like, a lot of people are going to buy it. This is what I'm saying, like, when it comes out on Steam, it might sell a little bit, but this is just going to show, I think, a lot of studios that if they can get a pot of cash from Epic,
Yeah.
and that, it's exclusive for 6 months, then it gets released on PC, it doesn't matter. Like they have their cake and eat it too,
Yep.
Which is a shame. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying from a company perspective, they're going to see that it is worthwhile to do these Epic Games exclusives.
Epic good, guys.
Epic, very good.
Epic good. Please grab that soundbite.
So this is
share it around.
So this next one's a bit weird, right?
Yeah.
So this is like we've been studying chairs sitting for 100 years. So ergonomic experiences. Is it from Logitech?
It's from Logitech and Herman Miller. Do you know Herman Miller?
I don't know Herman Miller.
Okay, so Herman Miller so this is a joint announcement between Logitech and Herman Miller. Herman Miller make the best-selling ergonomic office chair in the history of office chairs. It's called the Aeron, and like a lot of people in the chat would know it, but like basically I think it's at least probably 50. It's about I think $1,200 US. I think.
Is it that
ballpark.
weird one that like bends your back? You know those shitty
It's
ones.
not- well, it doesn't look that weird, but it does have lots of posture support and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so they're getting into bed with Logitech to make an actual ergonomic chair. The thing is, these gamer chairs that we all use, they're not great for us.
They're
right?
like they're
They
so
look cool.
cushiony and leathery.
They're
and
not
just like
they're not the best for us, okay? So it's been quite a while now that we've been using them, and probably people are feeling like, oh, my back.
Yeah.
And now Herman Miller's like, hey, we can make some money because who sits more than gamers, right? I mean, we are the gold medalists in the sitting category.
accountants.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they at least go out of their house to get
Yeah,
lunch
maybe.
in their lunch
Yeah,
break.
maybe.
Yeah, look, it is a very expensive chair, but it's a good chair, and they are now and they're not going to release or maybe they'll release the Aeron, but the gamer version, so it has like, I don't know,
Racing stripes.
some racing stripes on it. And
That's
they're
all
like,
you
yeah,
need.
that's it.
And gamers are like, yes, I'll take it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. But either way, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with this because it's a very expensive product that they're going to be selling, and that's it. But look, it's good, man.
Pretty cool.
We kind of need to not destroy our backs while playing games.
That would be good.
And this is.
And the next story is there's going to be a new Xbox Series 1X from another company. Do you guys
Nice.
want to see it?
This is it. This is. Oh shit! We just
Are we-
moved that.
there we
Wait.
go.
Well, stop. There we go. Now
we go.
we're fixed.
Now
Okay,
we change
cool.
it.
This
Do
is
you guys want to see it?
This is the NZXT's new H1 PC.
H1, isn't that a virus?
It looks nice, Sam.
I know, I'm sure it
looks
is.
a little bit familiar. This is a PC case that you're able to buy, and it's been doing the rounds at the moment
It
because
looks like a white subwoofer.
it looks a little bit similar to something else that's coming out soon.
Yes.
It also does come in black.
It does it?
It does.
It's interesting why they didn't show the black version.
Yeah.
Like, they clearly are knowing that it's a complete meme. Like, I mean, I like the design. It's pretty cool, but like, let's be real. Xbox is doing it, so do something else. You know, and you can't even lay it sideways. Xbox,
you can't lay this one sideways.
You can lay the Xbox One sideways.
Correct.
You cannot do it with this one.
I kind of really just want to get this and see what kind of PC I can build with it. Like, just put it for like a media center or whatever next to your TV.
Can you even put like a 2080 in that thing?
You can actually.
Really?
Yep, you can. You can absolutely. You sort of stack it upwards. Like literally, the graphics card goes all the way up and down.
Okay.
Yeah, so it can fit it. It does do it.
Well, I've got the Warframe one that you gave me actually ages ago, and that is tiny enough.
Case, yeah.
That is tiny enough.
Sure.
But look, I mean, maybe that's the future. I mean, like, if Xbox can lead the charge, I don't know if they've been inspired by Xbox. It's a little bit early.
It's very Xbox. I mean, I'm sure they were like, let's just do that.
Well, it was only released. I mean, it was only announced a few months. Like, I mean, that's pretty quick to turn this around.
It's not. I mean,
maybe.
Yeah.
So maybe they've also been thinking of this too. If this is the future, much better than the gigantic towers that we have right now. I mean, there's so much free space.
Yeah, but no, there's
those
lots of
things.
compromises made with this though. Like you can't. The cooling is way less, and your motherboard has way less inputs and all sorts of stuff. So this isn't like, oh yeah, this will replace normal tower PCs if you're a serious hardcore PC gamer. But if you are looking for a micro build that is nice and portable, media center, take it around if you're going to someone's house or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually was at something one day recently where someone, instead of bringing a laptop to class, they brought a mini PC and set it up with a little monitor they carried around.
I mean, like, really?
It was weird, man.
It's like, hi everyone, I'm a gamer, and I can just put this here and put a little monitor. Look at me. Like, just bring a freaking, keyboard for God's sake.
Bring an iPad, man.
Like, I'm looking at our desktop now. It's like literally 8 times the size of that thing.
It is at least 3 times the size.
At least
of that,
3.
yes.
Fine. Exaggeration for YouTube purposes. But
that's right.
That's it, guys. We're finishing on time today.
I know, right? Someone says, Robert asks, how do you say beta? Is it beta or beta?
We say beta.
We say beta. No, we don't. We say beta.
We say beta.
We do.
And beta males, like,
beta.
it's all the same thing.
So this was this week. Now, what's coming out this week? Nothing's coming out this week, I don't think. As I said, Diabotical is on right now as a closed beta. You can sign up to that and get into it. Check it out. That beta will run on the weekends for the next 4 weeks. So check it out. It's an arena first-person shooter from a new studio. And yeah, it's looking cool. I think it looks really interesting. It looks like a real love letter to arena shooters. Coming up soon, there's other things.
Other things.
I don't know. Like,
stay tuned for other things and more.
Like, I'll just let my calendar. I actually have game releases in my calendar, and I'm 90% certain there are no game releases this week. And I'll just double check that. Nope, there are no game releases next week. Next week, the following week, we have Ori the Blind Forest and Neo 2. And then after that, we have Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing.
Yes.
And then we have Bleeding Edge on the 24th. And Mountain Blades on the 31st of March. So is Persona Royale. Resident Evil 3 is on the 3rd of April. And Final Fantasy VII Remake is on the 10th of April. So it's going to get pretty crazy pretty quick, pretty soon.
Crazy. And what movies are out next week, I wonder? Well, find out at Sam Astor.
Oh my God. This is the most shameless plug I've ever seen. Dean Smith says, my wife made me pay you guys. Love you guys.
I love you too, man.
Love you. Thank you very much, Dean. And I'll allow that answer, says Robert. Guys, we're off now. Thank you very much for a great week. We love you, and we will see you very soon. How do you say young out in Spanish?
Gracias, amigo, out. That's not it. But you know what? That is it today. Young out!